Hello Tiger fans and welcome to Tiger TV.
This is Mike White with the Coach Justin Cruz Show, head football coach of the Ripley High School Tiger football team. Coach, as always, thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
Well, Coach, can't say enough about the way the season started off last week. A young group of Tigers that trailed the biggest part of the game but never gave up and came back in the end and was able to bring home that win.
Yeah, I was very proud of the kids.
I felt like in the first half we left a lot to be desired. I could, numerous amount of things you could say it was, from the amount of youthful kids that we had out there that hadn't played under the lights on a Friday night, from just poor execution to just a little lack of focus. I don't know. But we go in at halftime after being down 12-0, and honestly, the way we played, I think it was generous going in down 12-0 because it could have easily been worse, but we made some plays here and there that kept it from that. And we did a pretty good job on offense of controlling the football, controlling the clock and time of possession, even with being down 12-0. So at halftime, we just kind of challenged them, just told them, hey, we got to go in here and make some adjustments, but more than anything, we just got to come out the next half and play loose, give 110%, and, don't ever look at the scoreboard. Let's just play to the end and see what happens. And I think you won't be disappointed because we had left a lot out there that we felt like we could have hit that we didn't do in the first half. And Coach Blake made a great move. He had a set and some plays that he hadn't run in the first half. We had actually had a conversation on the way down there, and he said, I kind of back and forth, but I think I'm going to hold this to the second half because if we start running the first half, they'll go in at halftime, scheme it up, be able to adjust to it. He said, but I think if we come out in the second half, we'll have them on their heels the whole half reeling. And he did. Just an overset. It's pretty simple, but, it's nothing we had on film. It's nothing they had time to prepare for. So they did actually have to burn a timeout or two trying to adjust to that, and we still caught them a lot of times out of position and just not understand where the natural running lanes were out of that overset. So hats off to him for a great game plan on that. And of course, Amarion Lake having a heck of a game with 119 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns on 25 carries. His offensive line, most of those kids are young kids, and the rest are kids who haven't been a varsity starter before. So literally our entire offensive line got their first start the other night, and I thought they did an amazing job with really picking up the second half and really blew a lot of holes open for our run game.
Well, I guess we're looking at the exact same thing from a different light. I thought going into halftime, if it hadn't been for the turnovers early in the game, that we should have been leading that game. Because had we kept driving and we scored, then we would have had the points and not them, because we turned the ball over twice, seems like in the first half, on good drives. And they scored off both of those drives. And those are the only 2 drives they scored on. So I kind of looked at it as like, we should have been up 14-0.
Yeah, I think that's definitely.
Turnovers, I think we talked about it a little bit last week, just me and you, and I said, it all comes down to who turns the ball over more and, who doesn't, who controls the clock. And like I said, we took care of the controlling the clock situation. Turnovers just turned them into short fields for them. and the defense had a couple breakdowns here and there, which you expect in the first game. I thought overall the defense played pretty well the other night. The big plays is obviously something we got to work on, but they never truly drove the ball on us. I didn't feel like it was never like we were just getting bullied. And like I said, we got a lot of young kids playing on that too. So I was proud of those kids for stepping up, and I thought the second half, barring that one big pass play, which is crazy because we just called a timeout to talk about it because it was 3rd and forever, and we're like, hey, this is what we're looking for. Don't get beat on the deep route. They're going to try to take a shot and find number 10 because he was their best player. And lo and behold, for some reason we get caught in a shift, and he just goes right to the middle field on the post, and it's a touchdown. But even so, the kids really never wavered, easily, 8 in the pass, 18-7 at that point, and it's kind of late in the third. Like, we've had teams in the past that were laid down and just been like, hey, we're done. Defense won't try near as hard, but instead these kids said, hey, it's okay, we're going to go down here and score, coach, and we're going to get it back. And, they did. They went out and punched it in and then turn around. The defense comes out with a big stand. We turn around and drive down, with 2 minutes to go and punch it in and put the pressure on them. And then the defense had to go out and do it one more time, and they did an amazing job, I thought, as far as from an effort standpoint, especially with many young kids were playing. And even those older guys with their leadership, I thought it was a great, character win by the entire team.
Yeah, and I thought that was that to me that was the most obvious part. And I said throughout the game, especially late in the game, we haven't give up, we haven't quit. And I thought, it was obviously it's a great testament to the kids, but I think it's a great testament to the coaching staff because the kids have bought in and believe in what you guys are doing. And we got a very young team this year, and to come out with a quality win against an opponent like Southside, I think really gives us a good step up on on the rest of the season.
Yeah, I think.
Talking about these seniors and just upperclassmen, they've been in the system for 2 or 3 years, and they just understand kind of what we expect out of them. They understand that we have as good athletes as anyone else, so we're never really out of a game. And I just don't think there's any quit in them. I could be wrong down the road, and they might disappoint me at some point, but I just don't think they will. I think they're going to fight and scratch and claw and keep swinging till the end just to see what happens. And I think it is a big culture shift, and that's
really a testament to the kids who's left before them since been under us
here because they laid the foundation, and these kids are literally carrying on what they did before. So,
well, exactly, and I'd love to talk about that win all day and all night because that was just a great win and one of the best football games I've watched in a long time. But of course, we got Crockett coming to town. We always know that Crockett's going to be a well-coached team, but they're like as far as their talent levels up and down, like most of us. Where are they this year, and what can we expect from them?
I think it's
hard to gauge anybody off one game, because I don't think we played as good as we can be as a team. So even though we won, I think again there's a lot better things we could have done. I'm pretty sure that Coach Ward feels the same way about his bunch. I know he's had some issues here and there with some injuries, and
he's got a lot of turnover with some kids this year as far as new kids
playing new spots and all that. The kid that's playing quarterback was actually a fullback last year, linebacker. Still playing linebacker, and he's now playing quarterback. For whatever reason, he might be just the best guy for the job, or they could have had somebody shift in and out. But I think they're going to get better week to week. So I anticipate them being better than they were last week against Dyer County. I still think they're a pretty well coached team. I think Coach Ward is one of the best coaches in the state. Like you said, I know how I feel about him and his program. That's where we're trying to get, where people look at us in that light. I just think that they're, at the time, still trying to get their feet under them. But you can see a little youth out there compared to last year. But, yeah, I still think they're a good team. And I think if we don't play our best game, then, we're going to be disappointed at the end of the game. So we got to come out and from quarter one and not wait a half, because it would doom us this week, I really believe, if we don't take care of our business.
Do they still run their typical offense they've been running forever?
Yeah, he's got a couple
little things different there. He still likes to get in that double wing on the pistol and run his option. They're a lot more jet heavy than they were last year, at least on film. Try to get outside of you. They get a little gun stuff, but still with the double wing. Still option based. It's just a Q power read. He hasn't thrown it just a ton, but he's kind of like us. He's not really known for airing it out. He will if he gets a guy that can do it, some receivers, but he's going to try to run you and control the clock and make sure that your guys stay disciplined, because you got a position on
an option. It leaves a crease, and now you're chasing. So
we don't get in that position, but he's going to coach his kids up and scheme us up, I'm sure, and it's going to be a fun game.
Well, okay. Are we doing anything any different this week as far offensively that you want to talk about to prepare for them, or sets or anything like that?
No, we have our basic stuff. We just kind of are who we are. I don't feel like we're as good as we can be at what we're doing right now, and neither is Coach Blake and them. And so we just continue to work on what we do, and we always have little wrinkles here and there as far as sets and whatnot. But at the end of the day, it's just going out and winning one-on-one battles. Are you better than that guy across from you for 4 quarters? You might not be that first quarter, but are you in the fourth? And we feel like our condition is as good as anybody, and I think that helped us win last week. So we're just going to continue to try to perfect what we do and just really try to bully people up front and just be better than everyone else as far as technique.
Well, I
Thought I guess maybe Coach Blake called it, but we got 2 crucial penalties on long snap counts or hard cadences or whatever you did last Friday night that helped us once get a first down, and another one shortened the distance we liked the first down. So not sure who called that, but that was a great call, I thought.
Yeah, Coach Blake.
As the play calling duties, I make my suggestions here and there. Of course, he listens, but I kind of let him run with that show for the most part, and he does a great job. And we've been practicing on different cadences all year because we want to take those cheap yards if we can get them. Because people test our discipline, we're going to test theirs right back. And I want to, again, that's another thing to shout out that O-line and that entire offense, as everybody held their position and never jumped off sides in the past. We've had trouble with that. So hats off to those guys. Every time we did it, it worked in our favor. So very proud of those guys.
Yeah,
Great job, and again, congratulations on last Friday night's win, and good luck tonight as the Ripley High School Tigers will be taking on the Cavaliers of Crockett County. And let's come out of that one with a win too, Coach.
Yes, sir. That's the goal.
Well, all right. Well, thank you, Coach.
And this has been Mike White with the Justin True Show, head football coach of the Ripley High School Tigers. Over in, squib kick is going to be taken at the 30, across the 35, and hit hard by a host of Tigers at about the 33 or 34 yard line. So the Tiger defense coming onto the field as we get ready for the first offensive play for Crockett County of the game, and the first game that's an actual regular season game here at Tiny Knee Stadium, Jim Fitzhugh Field, and from Don Paris Memorial Press Box.
That was number 41 for the Cavaliers, Peyton Curry, he's a senior, got a good lick by them Tigers.
Well, Crockett will come with 2 wide to the left, 1 to the right, shotgun, man in motion, or actually it's a pistol. They hand it to the running back, hit hard. No, the quarterback pulls it out. He's in the secondary, and he is off to the races. Number 3, TJ is going to catch him, but not till he gets inside the 20-yard line. And we had one of our players just kind of ducked his head and just kind of let him run by him.
Brings that ball inside the Tiger 20.
So we are
And the Cavalier first.
In a situation where it's going to be 1st down and 10 for the Cavaliers at the 18-yard line. Now the Tigers got to tighten up. Everybody went for the dive, man, and the quarterback pulled it out, and it was a good read. Got to play responsibility defense. Here's a man in motion, and the quarterback keeps it again this time, and he goes forward this time for a couple, maybe to around the 25, or excuse me, to the 15-yard line. The Tigers have seen it once, and hopefully they won't get burned on it again.
That's right. And the quarterback for the Cavaliers, Mike, he's number 5. He's a great runner. He is Hayden Moulton, the tight end junior.
The tight end junior.
I mean for Cavaliers.
He is actually, last year he played fullback for the Cavaliers. He did. They'll bring the team to the line. They'll have 3 split wide to the right, 1 to the left, pistol formation, man in motion, and the quarterback pitches it this time. He's got some room. He's got the corner, and he gets into the end zone with a flag, and it's going to be a hold or a block in the back against number 3 for Crockett County that's going to bring it back. But he got into the end zone. Again, they're running the triple option where the quarterback can hand it off. He takes that read, reads the defensive tackle, can either pull it out and run it, or if he's covered, he can actually pitch it, and that's what happened on that play.
Number 3 is Lee Anthony Cathy. He's a running back and D-back. He's junior for Crockett County Cavaliers.
And I haven't seen block in the back, and so that'll back them up 10 yards. It'll be 2nd down, and that'll be from the spot.
From the holding spot, 10 yards to the north.
So the ball will be back at the 17-yard line. 1st down and 10 Cavaliers, 2nd down and 9 Cavaliers. 10:34 to go, opening quarter, no score. Pistol formation. 2 wide left, 2 wide to the right. Man in motion. And they hand it to the man up the middle, number 41, the fullback, and he's wrapped up. He might have picked up a yard or 2. Short gain, the Tiger defense stiffening up.
On the stop.
Great stop by the Tiger defense on that play, Mike.
It was. They say he picked up about a yard, so now it'll be 3rd and 8.
3rd down.
Cavaliers already back to the line, 2 wide left, 2 to the right. Pistol formation, man in motion. Quarterback reads it, keeps it himself, and now he pitches it. And he's got a lane, and he's going to be brought down. He's not going to get the touchdown, but he's going to get the first down, so it'll be 1st and goal to go inside the 5 at around the 4-yard line for the Cavaliers.
Great run by the running back of the Crockett County Cavaliers, but a great stop by the Ripley Tiger defense.
Yeah, the quarterback is doing a really good job of reading, and anytime you play against a triple option like that, it's all responsibility defense. So you've got to play your responsibility. If your responsibility is the quarterback, you can't go down for the dive man, you can't go out for the pitch man, because that's what they're waiting on. Wide out to either side, same formation. Quarterback is going to keep it himself. He's going to be brought down short of the goal line, but he's going to be close to the 1. So it'll be 2nd and goal from about the 2-yard line.
The only team that I've seen that runs the option really well, because it's college, that's Navy. Navy could run it, triple option to the team.
That's what South Gibson runs this year. Well, they've been running that for quite a while. And it takes a while to get the triple option down because it's all about your reads. All right. Ball is on the 1.5-yard line, and I think they pull us off. And if they're going to say it's against us. They didn't pull us off. We jumped. So they'll move it about 6 inches, and it'll still be 2nd down. So the Cavaliers knocking on the door, threatening to draw first blood. Man in motion. Quarterback hands it off this time, and he crashes into the end zone for a Cavalier first down. The clock is must not be working. It still says 12 minutes, but we know it's less than that. But the Cavaliers draw first blood, and they take the lead 6-0 early going of the first quarter here in Ripley.
Number 33 for the Crockett County Cavaliers is B.J. Pillar, 12th grader.
Number 22 is kicking for the Cavaliers. I saw him. I think he handles the punting duties too. We did a good job on special teams last week of blocking all the extra points. Hopefully we can block some of those. And we said, you did specifically, that comes back to haunt you.
Yeah.
And it did, because they missed 3 of them and they lost by 2 points. Got a conversation going on by the referees. Let's see if they're going to see what they're going to do. I don't know if they made some kind of a gesture toward the Ripley sideline and the coach, but it looks like we're ready to get ready for the PAT. 9 minutes and 30 seconds what it's showing on the clock now.
Jordan will hold, and Nolan will attempt to
Delay is.
Yeah, I'm not sure. So official timeout for something.
Steve, 8:39 on the clock. They say 3:8.
Okay, here we go. We're ready for the PAT. There's a snap, the hold, the kick is up, and it is good. So with 8:39, I think that's the correct time now on the clock. The Cavaliers take an early lead by the score of 7-0.
Cavaliers strike first,
You know,
7-0.
last week it took the Tigers a little time to get warmed up, but this is different, totally different thing tonight. Of course, I know they worked on the triple option all week, but it's different, I guess, practicing it and playing it.
It's always different. Practice and play. It's just not the same speed. Everything about it is different. I want to give a shout out. I had someone reach out to me last Saturday that listened to the game. Miss Anita Cressman. She was my 4th grade teacher here at, I guess at Ripley Middle School back then. But anyway, appreciate her listening, and I haven't forgot you, and maybe I might remember something you taught me. I'm sure I don't remember it all.
Randy, Scotty,
All right.
Woodard,
We are ready. Back deep for the Tigers is going to be number 1 for the Tigers, which is Barbie. He's the one that was missing last week. He's a freshman. And number 22, which is Terrence Hunter, and he's a junior. But we've got TJ all the way back in the back. And I would be surprised if they kick it to him, but I hope they do, and let's see what happens.
Number 22, Alex Nolan, sets his team and will put the ball in play at the 40-yard
I'm sure
line.
he's gonna kick it deep into the end zone.
He looked like he was capable of it earlier. And it's again another Farm Bureau kickoff. And here we go. Here's the kick. And it's going to go long end over end. It's going to go out of bounds, is it? No. Yes, it does. So they'll back it up 5 yards and kick again unless the Tigers decide they want to take it.
Kick goes out of bounds at about
So that
the
kickoff again
12-yard
brought to you
line.
by Farm Bureau Insurance. That's Andrew Reagan, Bernie Norman, Adam Unindall, Cynthia Gibson, Angela England, Suzanne Simpson, and Robin Grover. So they take the ball at the 35, and that's where the Ripley Tigers offense will get their first shot. On the offensive side of the ball, with 8:39 to go, first quarter, Tigers trail the Cavaliers by a score of 7-0. The Tigers hustle up to the line of scrimmage. We've got number 41, Omarion Pitts, in the backfield. Now, mishandled snap.
And Jake got back on it.
He did get on it, thank goodness. It was a mishandled snap between the bad exchange between the center and the quarterback. Not sure what happened, but a waste of a down, and we lost about a yard. So we'll just get it back on this plate. Hearn checks out, or checks over to the sideline, gets the coach, or the play from the coach, and comes back in. They break the huddle. They're going to have one wide to the left and split backfield. And they're coming down the line. They hand it off to Pitts, trying to get outside, and they hit him he gained about a yard, but just put him back about the original line of scrimmage. Maybe a half-yard pickup. We'll call it second down 9.
And I want to give a big shout out tonight to the Dow family, to Michael, to Kim, to Lexi, to Aiden, to Lanny, and to Brantley for watching, listening last week. And they've kind of been under the weather, but they're listening to us, and I want to say a big howdy.
So it'll be third down and 9 for the Tigers. You need to get something going here. Got Edler split wide out to the right, wing to the right. They hand the ball to number 24, going off the right side. He's got a little room, and he's in the secondary. He's not tripped up until he gets to about midfield. They're going to say he's just shy, but it's enough for a first down. Now 2 flags on the field, so it's coming back. Picked up about 12 or 13 on that run, but it's going to come back. It'll be third again, but it's going to be third and probably about 19. Let's see what the call is. I'm not sure if it'll be a 5 or a 10-yard penalty. And it's going to be the 10. So it'll be third down 19. So this obvious passing situation, maybe draw.
Moves it back considerably. It's third down.
7:19 to go. First quarter. Crockett on top of Ripley, 7-0.
22.
Quarterback under center is Hearn. He hands the ball and kind of a little inside reverse, and he picks up 2 or 3, but met hard in the middle of the line at about the 26-yard line. So it's going to be a punting situation for the Tigers.
Crockett County defense doing a good job.
4.
So far, so good for them. That's for the Tigers.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
It's fourth down.
So the Tigers sent in their punt team. And punting for the Tigers this time, I'm not sure.
See his jersey from here.
Well, he's not standing back nowhere near deep. There he is. Okay, that's number 26.
Hendricks.
It's going to be Hendricks.
The punt.
He was checking the ball out before they snapped it. He stands at his own 15. Gets a low snap, but gets it away and under a rush and blocked. And Crockett is going to recover it at the 15-yard line. So Crockett will have a short field to work with. It was a little bit of a low snap. It looked like he was going to be able to handle it, but they had a guy coming in off the end that really put the pressure on him. Tried to step to the side and punt the ball away, and there was another defender coming from the other side, and he blocked it, and they got on it right there. So short field to work with. The Tigers have really got to stiffen up here and play some defense.
Yes, they do, Mike. Yeah, but I believe they can do it.
6:16 to go, first quarter. Crockett with the ball in the lead. First down 10 from the 15. One wide right, two to the left, man in motion. A quarterback reads it, keeps it himself, and picks up about 5.
Quarterback keeps.
They've got to fill that hole a lot quicker after he pulls the ball back out of the belly of the fullback. He's just taking it and running it right outside him. We've got everybody caving down on the fullback. And whoever has the responsibility for the quarterback has definitely got to step up.
That's right.
5:50 to go. First quarter, man in motion. Quarterback's going to keep it himself. He starts left and goes back toward the middle of the field. He doesn't get the first down, but he gets down to around the 6-yard line.
Marco makes that
So
tackle.
it'll be close to a first down. Let's
Getting
see.
to about the 6-yard line.
The yard marker hasn't moved yet, so it's hard to tell how far it is from here. It's got to be close. So 3rd and 1. This would be a big play for the Tigers if they can hold them. Man in motion. Quarterback is going to keep it himself. He hands it off, and he loses it in a fumble. And Crockett gets on it, but they lose yards, so it'll be 4th down and now around 5. Well, the Tigers missed a great opportunity to get a turnover there. We could have used that, but if we hold them to a field goal, that's still a win in my book.
Amen. Yes, it is. But the Tigers defense showed up that time, Mike.
Well, they got the ball in 15 to start with, so they're back after 3 plays. They're at about the 11, and they're going for it. Let's hold them, Tigers. Man in motion. And they tried to pull us off. Didn't work. They may take a delay of game and call a timeout. Now it looks like they're going to run. Man in motion. Still tried to pull us off again, so they're going to end up having to call a timeout, I would say.
Yeah, because the clock is running down.
They're going to have to take a timeout, and they do. So they'll talk about this. They've tried to get an easy first down. Well, it would have been 4th and 1 had they gotten the penalty, and obviously a lot easier to make that. So the Tigers put them in a situation now where they're going to have to think about it and decide if they want to go for it with 4th and 6 or if they want to take a field goal here.
I take a field goal. That's just my opinion. But nobody asked my opinion, but I'll just take the field goal.
Left in this first quarter.
They got 3 points.
I'd rather take the ball. I'd rather take the ball.
Well, I mean, you know.
Of course, that may not be an option. But I don't see a lot of personnel changes. So it makes me think Crockett's going to go for it, but you never know about Coach Ward.
This Coach Ward's been in Crockett for about 10, 11 years.
How about that? So the Tigers will come in from the timeout.
Well, we kind of like it now, especially like when you get down to 4 or 3. You got it one time, and it's been a 3. The meeting we talked, I feel like Jake did last week. Murray reported it. Yes.
So the Cavaliers come back onto the field. And they appear to be going for it. So they're going to have 2 wide to the right, 2 wide to the left, pistol formation. Man in motion. Quarterback is going to keep it himself. And he's going to be hit hard and stopped short of the first down. Number 5 was the first one to meet him in the hole there. And that was Taylor Carney. Great job. And so the ball curve will go over on downs.
Before first down, so that means, ladies and gentlemen, it's Tiger football.
All right, so the Tigers will take the ball first down and 10 from the 11-yard line. And the Tigers do a fantastic job. They turn the ball over at the 11-yard line. At the 12-yard, 15-yard line, only advancing 4 yards. And so the Tigers did a great job there, and they're back on offense. And they're going to hand it off to Pitts. He got a big hole, and they hit him as he comes through the hole. He doesn't get the first down, but he gets a nice gain. and an injured Dyer County player.
It looks to be Kathy.
And this injury timeout brought to you by Christian Family Medicine. Don't let injuries keep you out of the game or keep you away from work. Also, Star Therapy.
That's number 3 for the Cavaliers. He plays defense and offense. He's running back for them.
And for Star Therapy, the staff there is Chelsea Harris, Jordan Warfin, Matt, Scott and Jessica Reeves. Star PT also provides licensed athletic trainer in the form of Amber Montgomery, who's down on the field. And so we'll come back after this timeout now. As the Tigers come back on the field,
Second down.
it'll be second down and 8.
3.
Excuse me, second down 2. So good first down play for the Tigers. 3:55 on the clock, first quarter. Crockett County on top, 7-0. Quarterback under center. 2 in motion from left to right. And they take the snap. They hand it off to the running back, and he gets a pretty good little hole, but it closes up quick, but it's enough for the first down. And so that first down is brought to you by Discount Home Solutions, Clint Conrad. Be sure to check out Clint Conrad for all your home construction needs, remodeling.
That was Jordan Glax, number 24. He's a junior for the Tigers. It made that big first down for us.
And you'll notice tonight, 41, we've always called him Lake, but talked to him today and he wants to go by the last name Pitts, so number 41 will be Omarion Pitts. Here's a snap, it goes to him, he puts his head down, crashes the middle of the line, and they stop him, but he picks up a couple, even with look like half of the Cavaliers trying to stop him. Picks up about 3.
Let that big 240-pound man come through that line a couple more times.
He'll wear them down.
Yeah.
Second down,
Wear 'em
7.
So a pickup of 3. It'll be second down 7. Ball is on the 24-yard line, 23-yard line. Quarterback under center. 2 in motion from left to right. Take the snap, and it's a toss sweep to Edler, and he gets into the second level and picks up about 6. We like 7. Looked like he picked up maybe around 6. If he ever gets them wheels turning, gets into open space, they can wave by to him. They can sit back and watch him run. But it'll bring up 3rd and short. It'll be 3rd and 1 yard for the Ripley Tigers. Ball at the 29-yard line. Nose of it just at the 29. 2:10 to go opening quarter. Crockett on top, 7-0. We're eating up a bunch of clock. That's another positive. Keeping it out of Crockett's hand.
That's right.
Edler split wide to the left. Pitt's the only one in the backfield that handed it to him, and they hit him right at the line of scrimmage.
He got it.
I think his forward progress is going to show that he either got it or, depending on the spot, though.
Pitts made that carry. It's going to be close, but it's
There it is, a first down.
Tigers.
So that first down, again, brought to you for the Ripley Tigers by Discount Home Solutions. Clint Conrad, see him for all your remodeling needs. 1:40 to go. Opening quarter. Crockett with the lead, 7-0. Ripley with the ball. First down and 10 at their own 30. And it's Trout coming this way, and he cuts through, and he's going to be brought down, but not until he gets to the 39-yard line. So he'll pick up 36-yard line, pick up about 5.
That's all. Just take our time and just let us get down the field. That's all. We ain't in no hurry.
Hurry on the stop.
Not at all. So it is a pickup of around 6. He'll bring up second down 4.
And second down and 4.
Then with Clint Conrad, I'm going to say hello to his wife, Ashley, out there listening. Hello, Ashley.
1 minute exactly to go, opening quarter. Ripley on a good, long, sustained drive so far. There's a snap. They hand the ball to Pitts going off the right side. He's in the second level, and he's right at the first down marker. He may be a half a yard short.
To the 40.
But it's going to, if he didn't make it, no, they say it's a first down. So again, another
First down.
Discount Home Solutions, first down.
Isn't it where the ball comes down, Mike, or where the knees, where the ball comes down?
So it'll be first and 10, Ripley at their own 40.
38 seconds.
37 seconds to go. Might get one more play off. Yeah, we'll have to run one more play, and that'll probably do it for this quarter, but hopefully we can score on this play. One wide left. And they take the ball to
Number 14.
40, and they give it to 14, and he picks up about 3 going off the right side. He's outside number 3 for the Tigers.
JT Teleferro, he's a senior for the Tigers.
And so that's going to do it for this first quarter. So at the end of one here at Tiny Stadium, Jim Fitzhugh Field, Don Ferris Memorial Press Box, score at the end of one is Crockett 7, Ripley 0. We'll be back in a minute. Second quarter right after this. We are back as we get ready for the second quarter. Again, Crockett on top of Ripley by the score of 7-0. Ripley has the ball, second down and 8 at their own 42, and play resumes. Both teams come back on the field as we get ready to start this second quarter.
As the teams reverse sides, or ends, I should say, they're ready to start the second quarter.
Ripley gets up on the line.
Ball rests on the 42
Second down
yard
8
line.
at the 42. Split backfield. They hand it off to Pitts going off the left side. And he's hitting the backfield this time. And they catch him back at about the 40. So he's going to lose a couple. So it'll make it third down and 10.
Pitts on the run. Hopkins made the stop.
We'll give a shout out to our cheerleaders, our senior cheerleaders, our Hannah Chalk, she's a captain.
Third down.
Maddie Payton, a captain. Carney Rose, a captain. Lisa Goforth, Paige Hardy, and Abby Sondergrath. Those are your seniors. And we'll get the rest of them after this play. As the Tigers come up to the line, split backfield. Wing left, wide left. And they want to throw. He's looking downfield. He's got a man. And it falls incomplete. It was intended for number 25 of the Tigers.
Complete. At the 50-yard line.
That was Trey Mason. The junior cheerleaders are Selena Conrad, Kaylin Green,
Marco,
Leah
the
Hutchins,
intended receiver.
Kaylee McNeil,
It's fourth
Meg
down.
Coker, Kaylee Etheridge, Marley Heath, Holly Hendren, Reese White. And we'll get back with the freshmen. Those were your sophomores and juniors. Ripley in a punting situation, it'll be fourth down and 9. A good coverage here and a great punt. Low snap. He's coming after it. And we don't have a very good punt at all because he was under a lot of pressure. And it takes a Ripley bounce, but still only ends up at about midfield. So it was only basically a 9-yard punt. We've got to block those guys. They're doing to us what we did to the south side last week.
Take over.
And the freshman,
17 seconds left.
Aisha,
First down.
Holly, not sure how to pronounce that, Rhett White, and Laney Wood. And the coaches are Ginger Hearn and Bailey York. I'll try to get a correct pronunciation on that at halftime. First down and 10 for Crockett. They have the ball, nose of it, just on the 50-yard line, so they are just about midfield. 11-17 on the clock. Crockett with the ball, first down 10, and they lead 7-0.
It's always the same result. Well, being a punter, it's always the same.
Referee's having a little discussion.
Well, they brought the football side of the field when it should have been on this side.
Okay, the nose of the ball right on the 50. Quarterback for Crockett comes back in with the play. They'll be in pistol formation, 2 wide right, 1 to the left, or 2 to the left. Man in motion, and the quarterback pulls it back out again, and this time we hit him after about a 1-yard gain. Good job by the Ripley players. They're beginning to figure that option out in their responsibility, so they hold him to a gain of 1.
The hopes of Tigers that comes in, especially number 29 for the Tigers. That's, Taylor Markham, he's a senior.
Markham, yeah.
Markham.
2nd down 9. Ball now just across midfield. Wide out to either side. Man in motion. And the quarterback hands it off this time, and he gets maybe 3 more yards out of it. Tigers defense tightening up.
Malcolm on the carry.
Number 15 for the Tigers, for the Cavaliers, Miles Porter. He's a 136-pound sophomore.
So it brings up 3rd down and round 6 for Crockett as they come to the line. Pistol formation, 2 wide outs to either side. Man in motion right to left. They hand it to the man in motion, trying to get outside. He gets in the secondary. We missed 2 or 3 tackles. He's still on his feet. And he's going to be brought down short of the 1st down, but I think it's forward progress. They're going to have him right at the 39, so he's going to have the 1st down by about a half a yard. But that,
Also,
number 3 is the one that got hurt earlier.
Kathy on the carry.
he must not have been hurt too bad.
Just inside the 40 at the 39.
Jogging off the field.
So that will move the sticks, and it'll be a 1st down 10 Cavaliers at the Tiger 39-yard line. Same formation, man in motion. And it's a kind of an inside trap, and we missed the 1st tackle. He makes some great moves on the outside, going down the far sideline. And he looked like he stepped out before he got in. And looked like a block in the back.
Curry breaks that
Before he
tackle
got in.
and goes in
Curry
the
is on the
end
tackle,
zone
and
for the Cavaliers
now they're
score.
saying it is a touchdown. So I guess it
So
was.
with 9:37
He knocked the
in this
pylon
half,
over, so I
it's
guess that's a
13
touchdown.
Cavaliers, Tigers yet to score.
It was a really good run, but it looked to me like it was a block in the back, long downfield on our safety. But it wasn't called, so the score now was 9:47 to go, 2nd quarter. Crockett 13 as they attempt their point after. Ripley no score. Here's a snap, the hold, the kick up, and good.
No.
So with 9:47 to go, Crockett on top of Ripley, 14-0. We'll take a 30-second timeout and be back with a kickoff right after this. Out, man, they've got some great food in the press box, or excuse me, in the concession stand down there. And of course, the Booster Club runs that, and all the money goes toward the Booster Club, which helps the football team. So support this Booster Club any way that you can.
Peabody over Westview 7-0 in the 2nd quarter.
Crockett gets ready to kick off. They kick from the middle of the field.
Kickoff.
Edler stands back at the Tiger 11.
Barbie and Hunter also back for the return. Here we go.
Again, 9:47 to go until halftime. Crockett with the lead, 14-0, as they get ready to kick off. Again, this is a Farm Bureau kickoff. And here's the kick. It's a long, high end-over-end kick taken at the 6-yard line by Edler. He's coming this way. And he's trying to get outside. He breaks it back inside. He breaks the 1st tackle and the 2nd tackle. Still on his feet, comes down the sideline. He's still on his feet, and they say he's still out of bounds at the 45-yard line.
We take it.
So a nice run back by Edler as he takes it at the 5 and returns it to the 45. So a nice 40-yard return by Edler. Good job staying on his feet. Not to be a huge guy, he took some licks and stayed up.
He sure did. He did that side shuffle, broke a lot of them tackles. And the Tigers, we need to come back here and just make a statement. So they're keying in on Pitts.
So it'll be 1st down 10 from the 45-yard line. 9:36 to go until halftime. Tigers with the ball, Crockett with the lead, 14-0. Wing left, wide right. And they fake it to Pitts and they hand it off to number 24. He breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle, keeps pushing forward and picks up about 9 yards on that carry. Again, that carry is number 24, Jordan Glass, a junior. Nice run, good hard run.
Yes, it was.
Furman on the
So it'll be
tackle.
second down and 1
It's a
for
9-yarder.
the Ripley
Second
Tigers. The
down
ball
one.
is down to
As the
the
ball
44,
crosses midfield
46-yard
to
line.
the 46.
Don't give up on the Tigers, too. We were down double digits last week to Southside.
Absolutely.
At halftime.
This time it'll be wing left, wide right, Arn under center. It's a quick pass out to number 22, and he's wrapped up immediately.
By number 3.
And that may be for no gain. That's one of those plays, you throw it out there, and he's got single coverage, and, you know, if he makes a tackle, you don't really gain anything, but if you can make him miss, you got a wide open shot down the field. It's worth a shot, makes them respect the pass a little bit, but it does bring up third down and 1. Ball still at the 44, 46-yard line. Wide left, wing right. And it, yes, he gets the first down. He's in the secondary. He gets down to the 36-yard line, 37. We're going to put it at the 37, but it's enough to move the stick. So first down, Tigers. And that is a discount home solution. Clint Conrad, first down.
You know, the Tigers have got a whole lot more first downs than the Cavaliers just because the Cavaliers just does that one play and they just,
Got the long play.
yeah.
Wing left, wide right. Harn under center. Handed off to Pitts this time, getting the backfield, but still on his feet and running over people. Picks up probably 3, maybe 2, depends on the spot.
34-yard line.
He's going to be down to the 34, 34 and a half.
It reminds me of the other Pitts that played for Crockett County.
This is second down, 7.
But his name was Artist Pitts. But I believe our guy's a whole lot bigger than what he was.
So it'll pick up at 4, so it'll be second down, or maybe we'll call it 3, second down 7. Wing left, wide left. 2 in motion from left to right. Harn under center, takes the snap, hands it off to the running back. Come this way, he's in the secondary, kind of bulldog down, actually at the linebacker level. He gets right to the 30-yard line. So a pickup of around 4.
That was number 14, that was Talaferro again, right? He's a senior.
Well, they're going to say it's just shy. They're going to put it at the 31-yard line. So it's going to be third down and about 4 for the Tigers. With 7 minutes to go until halftime, the Tigers on the march.
Third down, 4 to go.
Wing left, wide left. And this time they hand it off to the big man going up the middle. He's got the first down, it looks like.
Pitts on the carry.
Yeah, he's down to the 25. That'll move the sticks. It'll be a discount home solutions first down for the Ripley Tigers. 6:47 to go until halftime. The Tigers trail by 7, trying to cut into that lead.
Keep running that big back at him, they're gonna cut into a lot of things.
6:30 and counting. Wide left, wing right. This time they hand the ball to Pitts again. He's hit in the backfield, keeps fighting and pushing and fighting and pushing, and he drags about 6 people about 3 yards as he gets down to the 21-yard line. So he does push him about 4 yards. He carried that pile.
That's a big man, Michael.
He is.
He is a big man.
He's just a sophomore.
Second down, 6.
And he is listed at 5'10", 240. 5:50 to go until halftime. Crockett on top, 14-0, second down 6, ball on the 22-yard line. Wide left, wing right, wing in motion. They hand it to the wing man. He's cutting in off tackle, and he ran into a crowd. And with forward progress, they're going to say he's down to right inside the 20.
Taylor Markham on the carry.
And that was Markham as he gets down to the 19. So that's about a 3-yard pickup, but it's going to bring up third and about 5 for the Tigers.
We can do it.
5 minutes and 13 seconds to go in this first half of play.
5 minutes left in this half.
It's going to be wide left, wing left, 2 in motion from left to right, and a timeout is called by the Ripley team. So with their timeout, we'll take a 30-second timeout and be back right after this. 4:57 to go in this first half. The situation is 3rd down 4 for the Ripley Tigers at the Cavalier 19-yard line. 4:57 to go in this half. They hand the ball to the running back trying to get outside. He runs into a crowd and hit at the 20. He's actually maybe lose a yard on that play, and it'll bring up 4th down and 5 for the Tigers.
Lost a couple of yards.
He just ran into his own blockers, which what that means is the defense did a good job of standing them up. So 4:35 to go in this first half of play. The Tigers are going to go for it.
It's 4th down.
It's on the near hash mark. Wide right, wing right. And they hand the ball to Elder trying to get outside. He breaks in through the secondary. He's going to be got the first down. He's going to be down at about the 5-yard line. 2 flags down and 2 defenders down laying on the ground. 4:11 on the clock. 2 defenders for Crockett still laying down the field. One of them gets up. The other one is still down, so that timeout is a Star Therapy and a Family Christian Medicine timeout.
Score update, Haywood 14, Cordova nothing. Covington's 21, Jackson Northside 0.
The Star Therapy PT staff is Chelsea Harris, Jordan Warfin, Matt Scott, and Jessica Reeves. Star PT also provides licensed therapy by training by Amber Montgomery, who's down on the field helping our players out. So an injured player still down on the field.
Seems like every time the Tigers get something going, the ref wants to throw a flag.
Yeah, it might have been there. I didn't see it. If I don't see it, I'm not going to question it. It's just bad timing.
Moving his leg. One thing I like about the Tigers, they don't mind hitting you.
No, I mean you got to hit in this district. So he is going to back the ball up. The ball is going to be at the 32-yard line now, all the way from the 17. So this is definitely changes your options on a 4th down play. So it's now 4th down and 17.
Bringing the offense back out.
The teams regroup. It's 4th down. 17 to go for the Tigers. 4 minutes and 11 seconds.
14-0, and the Tigers are going for it on 4th and 17. You know, if you go for it and don't make it, at least if you move the ball a little further, if you try a field goal and don't make it, they get back to 35, so you might as well try it here if you don't have confidence in your kicker. And they're wanting to throw. Quarterback drops straight back. Now he pulls it back in. He's going to run into a crowd, and he's going to be brought down after a pickup of 1 or 2. So with 4 minutes to go, the Tigers are going to turn it over on downs with exactly 4:01 on the clock. Crockett will get the ball back, but with the score 14-0.
Cavaliers with 4 minutes and the seconds left in the first half.
So Crockett will go back on offense.
I know Marlin got a COVID win tonight over in Natchez. West Carroll 7 over Leeson 6.
And that penalty brought to you by Dan Douglas. Make sure you don't get a penalty by not having the right representation, whether it be anything from criminal all the way to house closings. Here we go. They hand the ball. And the Tigers catch him in the backfield. They kind of ran it was more like a trap coming back this way or a counter, and he got hit in the backfield for about a 3-yard loss. So if we get on another stop here, we may be thinking about calling another timeout. So it makes it 2nd down and about 13 for the Cavaliers. Great job by the Tiger defense. Also, I want to mention last week we kept calling number 65 out. We didn't know who it was, but that was actually Lattimore. Crockett up to the line, pistol formation, man in motion, and the quarterback's going to keep himself. Now he tosses it out, and they mishandle the ball, and he gets hit in the backfield, fumbles the ball again, but they get back on it, but they're going to lose all the way back to right at the 20-yard line. So, and that's what happens. The more if you take the pitch, if you take the dive man, and you take the quarterback, and he has to pitch it, you stand the option. I mean, that's something that you can mess up on as a pitch, and that's exactly what happened. So it'll be third and
They're saying about 13.
No,
They're talking about
it's
third.
about 18, 19.
Yeah.
Now it says 18. 2:49. If we stop them here, we definitely got to call a timeout. 2:40 on the clock. Man in motion. Quarterback wants to throw. He's looking over the middle, and he's going to be hit in the backfield for a loss. He's going to be sacked. The Ripley Tiger defense gets to him with 2:26 to go. Tigers need to call a timeout because they're going to be in fourth and about 20 situation, maybe 23. Clock still running. I guess we're going to try to get the ball back and see what kind of field position we get, or we'll save those timeouts for our offense.
We need to put a rush on that kicker just like they did ours.
We got Edler back. He's one of the two deep backs, along with Hunter. And the punter for Crockett stands back at his 5. 150 on the clock, and they're going to let it run down as low as they can. And they're letting it tick. The play clock's not working, so it's still showing 40, so I'm not sure how much time is left, but they're going to use it all and then take a timeout. And that's what they do with 1:37 to go. We'll take a 30-second timeout and be back with the last 1:37 in the first half. 1 minute, 37 seconds to go. First half. Crockett has the ball and the lead 14-0, but they're backed up to their 20-yard line, and it's 4th down and 18. So they'll send their punter back. He'll stand around his 5-yard line, and we'll have Hunter and Edler standing back between the 35 and 40 for the Tigers. Waiting on the snap. Good snap. He gets back there, gets it off. Not a great bump, not a terrible one. It's going to take a bounce, and it's going to be taken by Hunter.
Oh, what a hit.
And that's a flag.
Oh, my goodness.
I can't argue with that.
I can't. I'm afraid I can argue with anybody.
If your head's not in front, it's a block in the back. And it was a hit, great lick, but I mean, I'd have to see it on replay to know if his head for sure was in front or back, but it was, when I saw the flag come out, I mean, I saw the lick and I saw the flag, so I knew what it was.
I thought it was just a good shoulder-to-shoulder lick.
Well, it can be shoulder to shoulder, but your head has to be across the front, not across the back.
Well, he should have been.
Should have moved the Crockett County guy's head. So that'll back the Tigers up. And, you know, it's hard to argue too much about it. The kid was trying to make a play, and he made a good play. His head was just on the wrong side, if that is the case. When you can go back and watch it and make your own determination.
To the 28-yard line.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Tigers back at their own 28 as they trail 14-0 with 1:22 to go in the opening half. And remember, the Tigers will get the ball to start the second half. And it's almost the exact same score it was at this point of the game last week, except it was 12-0. Quarterback takes a snap, and they hand it off to Edler, trying to get outside, and they catch him in the backfield, and he's going to lose 4 or 5. So with that situation we are in now, hey, it was a great idea for Coach Cruz not to take a timeout. He knows what he's doing. That's the reason he's a coach. So we go down under the 1 minute mark.
We got to throw the ball at some point.
So it'll be 2nd down and about 13 or 14 for the Tigers. Ball back at their 24-yard line. 47 seconds on the clock. Wide right, wing left. And it's a throw out into the, well, it was incomplete. It was thrown behind the receiver, but I don't know if the receiver went too far downfield or the quarterback just threw it too far behind it. But at any rate, it's going to bring up 3rd down, 13. Ball still on the 24. And one of these days, we're going to hit that one, and when we do, we shake one tackle, and we're off to the races. But it wasn't that time. 38 seconds on the clock. Wing left, wide right, man in motion. Wing switch aside. It's a toss coming this way with Pitts, and he's up in it at the 25, pick up a yard or two.
Ball brought back to the 25-yard line. Timeout called by the Cavaliers.
That's what I was thinking. It wouldn't make sense for Ripley to call a timeout. That was Crockett.
Oh, was it Crockett? Oh, okay.
Ripley is 4th down 13. They don't want to call a timeout. They want the clock to run and get out of this half. And Crockett wants to get the ball back and have 25 seconds or something to try to pop one in again.
And the good thing about this game, it could be a whole lot worse than what it is now. But the Tigers hadn't played bad on the defense. Well, I think the defense has done pretty well. We just need to get our offense going just a little bit.
No doubt. 30 seconds to go until halftime. Ripley has the ball on their 25-yard line.
Good concessions.
But it's 4th down and 13. So the Tigers will be in an obvious punting situation to the Cavaliers. Great punt, great coverage needed here by the Tigers. Give a shout out to Tiger TV and Steve Victory for bringing you all the live action on video. All right, Tigers in punting formation. And we got to hold them out there. They've been getting back there from the edges.
That's Jack Hunter back here at the back.
And that's another bad snap, but he's going to get this one off. And that's good enough for them to take a fair catch at about the 47-yard line. Yeah, they've got to put somebody, I guess that was Jack. They want somebody back there that's used to handling the football with some sure hands. And I'm not sure what's going on with our big snapper, but he's having some issues tonight. I want to give also a shout out to Kendrick Price, who is a Bethel player that played here at Ripley last year, with a force to be reckoned with. And he's here tonight on the sideline trying to root the Ripley Tigers on. 22 seconds to go in the first half. Crockett has the ball at the Tiger 48-yard line. 1st down 10. They're going to try to air it out here. We got 2 wide right, 2 wide to the left, pistol formation, man in motion. And no, they do a reverse, kind of a trap counter right up the middle. So maybe
And a fumble.
It is a fumble. Let's see if he was down.
Looks like the ball was forced
And the
loose.
Tigers do get it. Well, I haven't seen an indication.
Yes, the Tiger does that.
Okay, we've got 12 seconds
Tiger
left.
football.
And so now, it would have been a good idea to have called some of those timeouts. But you can't read into the future, and the Tigers maybe have a couple of plays left. They'll have the ball at midfield, and it'll be 1st down 10 Ripley. That's a discount home solution. Clint Conrad 1st down.
Referee spots the ball at the
12 seconds to go.
49-yard line.
Well, they put some little time back on, so we're going back to 15 seconds now.
It's Tiger
And the ball
first
actually at
down.
the 49-yard line of the Cavaliers.
I throw a long pass right down in the middle of the headline.
Let's see what Coach Stegall dials up, as the Tigers will have 2 wide, split wide to the right. Shotgun formation. Quarterback takes a snap. He drops straight back on the throw. He got some time. He's throwing it long downfield. He's got he overthrows his intended receiver, number 22. And with that stops the clock with 9 seconds to go. And number 22 for the Tigers is Hunter. And the ball just, he just let him a little too much and it falls incomplete. So we've got 9 seconds left until halftime. Be sure to stay tuned and listen to the coaches show at halftime. Hear Coach Cruz talk about last week's game and this week against the Cavaliers. 2nd down 10, ball still at the 49-yard line. Tigers trail 14-0. This should most likely be the last play of the first half unless we score. Here's the quarterback dropping straight back, wanting to throw, chased out of the pocket. Now he's chased further out of the pocket. So he's running. Now he's trying to get rid of it, and he does, and he overthrows the intended receiver, and it's incomplete, which was just glad to get out of that and not take a loss or especially a fumble. So that's going to be the end of the first half, and at the end of 2 quarters here at Tiny Stadium, Jim Fitcher Field, Don Harris Memorial Press Box. The score at halftime, Crockett County 14, Ripley 0. Ripley will get the ball to start the second half, and we'll be back with the second half in about 15. We are getting ready for the second half with 1:33 to go until halftime, according to the scoreboard. The situation is Crockett leads Ripley by the score of 14-0. Ripley will get the ball to start the second half. And I need to give a few shout outs. I've got an old teammate of mine who's listening to me. I think he's somewhere in Florida today listening to us. Jeff Hill, quarterback and pitcher here at Ripley back in the day. And of course his dad, Mr. Jimmy, who's here, that I talk to before every home game. Also, my son Justin Hendricks, who is in Connecticut listening to us, as he just got back off of deployment on a nuclear submarine just 2 or 3 days ago. So glad that he's back and listening to us. And anybody, we appreciate anybody listening to us. And everybody tune in to either 1570 WTRB or catch us streaming live, or you can always catch Tiger TV. Steve Vickery doing all the fancy camera work for you tonight, as every night. The coaches for Ripley are head coach Justin Cruz, offensive coordinator Blake Stegall, Jordan Garner, Aaron Lowry, he's the DC, Tim Grates, Tanner Trevathan, Paulo Mukes, and Caleb Brewster. Those are the Ripley High School football coaches. And it's just about kickoff time here in just a minute. The clock has been set to the third quarter, but the teams are just warming up now. I want to take this opportunity to thank all the sponsors who support Ripley High School football, whether it be by radio or Tiger TV. Some of the sponsors include Bank of Ripley, Quality Service, Lauderdale Lumber, Farm Bureau Insurance, Star Therapy, Dan Douglas Attorney at Law, Discount Home Solutions, First Citizens National Bank, McDonald's of Ripley, Christian Family Medicine, Nessa Sweets, Ripley Church of God, Hutcherson Chapel Church of God, Kathy's Cafe at Edith, CSC Renovations, Thornton's Furniture, BR Supply, Taco vs. Sushi, Home Hardware Center, Ripley Power and Light, Cannell's Body Shop, Greg Summer Register of Deeds, Mills Food Plaza, Hendren Construction. Well, thank you to all of the people who make the broadcast, whether it be by radio or Tiger TV. Thank you to all the sponsors that you help make this possible.
And I want to say that I'd like to see more churches get involved and support these Tigers next year.
Absolutely.
To support them, you know. It's good having, number one, it's good to advertise for your church. To let everybody know that you're supporting the home team. And but next Friday night, it's going to be a Bolivar's coming in, Mike. It's a region game, so we need all. Now, of course, again this week we're playing up our class against Crockett County. Crockett County, although they got beat last week by Dyersburg, they're still a good solid team.
They played up last week playing Dyer County.
Yeah.
Dyer County's 5A, Crockett's 4A, and Ripley's 3A. So, you know, everybody kind of gets into district play next week. So, a lot of the playing out of conference or out of district is going to give way to district games, and those are the ones that get you into the playoffs. So, and it will be a home game next Friday night, so be sure to try to come out and support the Ripley High School Tigers football next Friday night, and support all the Tiger athletics, whether it be football, baseball, volleyball, track, golf, tennis, whatever it is, and the same for Halls. Support the Halls High School Tigers as well. They're all local grown young people here in Lauderdale County, and they are our future.
That's right, and I think Howells is taking on Fayette Academy tonight.
So according to the clock, we're about a minute away now from kickoff. Again, Ripley will be receiving. And what I'm interested in, what I always like to see, adjustments you make at halftime. Coach Ward is a wizard at it, and Coach Cruz is a wizard at it, along with their offensive coordinators. So there'll be some adjustments made on both sides of the ball for both teams, and we just like to see, you know, who can outmaneuver the other one, and that's basically what it boils down to. Last week, the Ripley Tigers had a different set, different formation they were going to use during the game. And Coach Cruz told me that they waited until the second half to use that so that Southside couldn't scheme against it at halftime, and he said it worked because we came out, we did a little different things that they had seen in the first half, and they had to burn up a couple of timeouts to make adjustments. And so can't say enough about the Ripley football coaching staff. We've got one of the best staffs there is anywhere around this area, and we need to support our football coaches as well as our players and the school. Give a shout out to Coach Stephen Burke, Principal Ripley High School, and Coach Michael Ferguson, Athletic Director at Ripley High School.
And a big shout out to Randy and all his crew for the field, Mike.
Yeah, Randy Red Dog Daniel, he's probably listening tonight. I hadn't seen him here at the game, but I know if he's not here, he's listening to it. So a shout out to he and Nan and their daughter Jessica, as they are all big Ripley Tiger supporters.
Tiger fans, are you ready for some more football?
So we are just about ready for the kickoff.
Here we go.
Crockett again kicking from the center of the field. Tigers have Edler back deep. All he needs is a couple of blocks. He really does have good vision.
Yes, he does.
And here's the kick. And they kick it to Edler's going to take it at about his 10-yard line. Kicking up to 15, across the 20, comes to the other side of the field. He get a block. He makes a couple of cuts. He's still on his feet. He gets across the 35 to around the 37-yard line. So we got nice about a 30-yard run back. So the Tigers will go to work on offense. First down and 10 from their own 30. I think we're going to start spotted at the 37.
Yeah, I believe TJ has I know he's got one offer from Tennessee.
Well, I think San Diego State. Actually, there is a couple of players. I have to remember their names. We've got one player that is playing for San Diego State this year. And we've got another former player that's playing at a college out in Nebraska, I believe. I had to look him up. Tigers to the line. They hand the ball off to the big running back. And he gets past the first tackle, the second one, and the third one finally pushes out of bounds. But not until he picked up 8 or 9. Trayvon Anderson is one of the players from Ripley. And he's the one playing. I'll get you the name of his school.
Did he graduate last year, Mike?
2 years ago, I think. And so I want to give a shout out to him, Trayvon. He's at Albea University in Kansas City, Missouri, and he is number 38 for them. Quarterback under center, takes the ball, hands it off to the big fullback, running off the right side. He gets to the first down as he gets out to midfield. So first down 10 for the Ripley Tigers.
First down Tigers.
I was trying to remember the guy that's playing for San Diego State. He was a wide receiver for us. I think he graduated and went to a JUCO and played there 2 years, and then because of COVID last year, he got an extra year. And San Diego State saw him and liked what they saw, and I'll think of his name before long, hopefully. 2 men in motion for the Tigers. And they hand the ball to the running back trying to go off tackle, and he fights his way for about a yard or so. That was number 24 for the Tigers.
Picks up the yard.
So it'll be second down 9. I didn't know about the young man that was playing for San Diego State until the coach told me yesterday. And his name just escapes me. I'll have to start writing things down. Here we go. They hand the ball off to number 3, going down the left side, right side, trying to get outside. He's got the edge. He's going down the far sideline, pushed out of bounds, but not until he gets to the first down. So he's got the first down at around the 35-yard line.
It's going to be close, Mike. Look like, I guess depending on where his foot went out.
Oh, okay. I didn't see. He did go back up here. But it is enough for a first down, and the ball is going to be at the 40-yard line. And those the ball right at the 40. 10:33 to go as the Tigers are driving on this opening drive here. First few minutes of the third quarter. And they trail Cavaliers 14-0. Wing left, wide left. 2 shift to the right. Man in motion is Edler. And they hand the ball to the big fullback, and he rumbles forward for 1 or 2. That's Pitts on the carry.
Pitts on the carry. Right up the middle.
They'll pick up about 1. Second down 9 for the Tigers. I also want to give a shout out to my mom, Joyce Dunaway. She listens to us every Friday night. I wouldn't be here without her, that's for sure.
That's right.
Wouldn't be anywhere without her. Second and 10. Excuse me, second and 9. Ball on the 39 of the Cavaliers. Wing right, wide left. Hand the ball off to Pitts again. He stutter steps and fights forward out to the 35-yard line.
About 4 yards.
So pick up of around 4. They're going to spot him at the 35.5. So it's going to bring up a third and about 6 situation.
6. Third down
Spotted right
and
at
6.
36.
Well, we're in fourth down territory. If we don't get it here, we got enough chance to get it. But hopefully we can get it all over here and plus a touchdown.
Hearn comes back in with the play. Again, that was a Discount Home Solutions first down. See Clint Conrad for your construction needs. Hard snap count by the Tigers trying to pull them off, and the Tigers didn't get them, so they're going to call a timeout. So we'll take a 30-second timeout with them and be back right after this. 9 minutes, 4 seconds to go, third quarter. Ripley trails 14-0. They have the ball on the 36-yard line of the Cavaliers. Again, a 3rd and 6 situation. Also want to give a shout out to Bo Beard at Greenbridge Insurance and Investments, as they are a Tiger sponsor and been knowing Bo most all of his life. So go see Bo. He's a good guy. He'll take care of you. Wing right, wide left. Quarterback under center, takes a snap, hands it off to the running back. He's getting caught in the backfield. He's going to lose back to the original line of scrimmage. It's going to make it 4th down and about 10 as the right side of that Ripley offensive line kind of let them come through a little too untouched. And they catch him in the backfield, so now it's going to be 4th and 10 for the Tigers.
Yeah, we've not done a good job tonight on the offensive end as far as blocking up front. Crockett County doing a good job coming in too.
Yeah, that's part of it.
But Crockett really gonna go for it here.
Yeah, 4th and 10 at the Cavalier 40-yard line. Tigers line up to go for it on 4th down. Pitts in the backfield. Too wide left. They're wanting to throw. He's going to be hit and sacked in the backfield at the 50-yard line. He's going to lose about 10 yards. But I can't put much of that on the quarterback because he really didn't have a chance. That offensive line let him come flying through. And Crockett a lot more aggressive on the front side of their defensive line at this point of the game than Southside was. So it'll be just shy of the 50-yard line. So Crockett will have a 1st down and 10 at their own 49 with 8:09 to go in the third quarter. Score 14-0 Crockett. Crockett will have 3 wide to the right, 1 to the left, pistol formation, man in motion, hand it to the man in motion, trying to get outside around the right side, and he gets past 2 or 3, and he steps out of bounds, but he doesn't pick up the 1st down, and a flag is going to be called.
This guy be blocking in the back by Crockett.
No, this was a sideline flag for the Tigers. And I think that first time should be a warning. I see Coach, the defensive coordinator, he is hot. I'm not sure what all that was about, but
Oh, that was against the Tigers.
yeah, the flag came out right here on our sideline. Coach Cruz pleading his case to the referee. We've had some problems with the referees. I'm not wanting to talk about the referee. You'd have to go back and look at some of the footage from last week and just look at a couple of specific plays, and you'll see some big differences there. At any rate, 2nd down 5 for Crockett. Man in motion, shotgun, pistol formation. He hands it to the running back. He's hit in the backfield and going to be. He got hit by a host of Tigers. He didn't quite get back to the original line of scrimmage, so it'll make it 3rd down and about 6 for the Crockett County Cavaliers. That was
Play stopped by the Tigers.
Aaron Lowry. He's the defensive coordinator, and he saw something he didn't like. Man in motion for Crockett. Now they changed the play, and Ripley makes some adjustments on defense as well. And the quarterback pulls it out. He's got it himself, and he runs into a host of Tigers. He's short of the first down, but based on previous experience tonight, they'll go for it with it being third down and around 2.
The third down or fourth down, Mike?
I mean, check that, fourth down. Fourth down and about maybe 3. Long 2, short 3. Tigers could really use a big stop here. We got one right before the half, but we ran out of time. And they're going to hand the ball to the fullback going off the right side. He just dives forward, and it looks like he's going to be close.
Fullback carries.
Ripley's saying that they didn't get it. Crockett hasn't said anything. It's going to be an official timeout for measurement, it looks like.
If he's down where he's at right there, there's a player down.
Yeah, there's an injured player for Crockett.
They say he got it, Mike.
Okay, they moved the sticks.
Referee indicates
That
first
injury
down.
timeout brought to you by Star Therapy and Christian Family
Family on the
Medicine.
ground.
And number 50, something I can't see his other number. At any rate, it looks like it's a cramp because they're pulling on his toes, so it shouldn't be much of a timeout. So we'll hold it here with 6:20 to go, third quarter, 14-0. Crockett with the ball, first down and 10 at the Tiger 40-yard line.
See if I can find some more scores to update us on.
Again, I want to give a shout out to Roger Mills, as he is a supporter of the broadcast and former Ripley Tiger and teammate. And you can say the same thing about Norman Hendren with Hendren Construction and was it Mount Carmel or Mount Carmel Manor?
Gibson.
Mount Carmel.
That's Norman Hendren, Hendren Construction, an old teammate of mine too. It's number 51 is the injured player for Crockett, as he is helped off the field.
There's Landon Gibson. He's junior.
Is he the center? He's number 51.
He's an offensive lineman and
Hey,
defensive
Jones.
lineman.
Okay, doesn't
Hey,
say
Jones,
so.
could you come to the press box, please?
Anytime you have to change centers, that's always a chance of you mishandling the snap, because there's just a relationship between the quarterback and center, but they're actually going to be back in pistol. 2 wide left, 2 to the right, pistol formation. Man in motion. And it's a kind of a counter, right? We used to call it basically a counter, trap counter. Off the right side, he picks up about 4 or 5 on the play.
The 4A state champion last year at Greenville in the fourth quarter, 78-0 over Granger.
Wow.
Second down.
That's in what quarter?
Fourth.
For the
At
Cavaliers.
least it's not the first half. That's about the best thing you can say about
Yeah.
that. Crockett was back up to the line with 5:40 to go, third quarter, second down 7. Man in motion. They hand the ball, and the quarterback pulls it back again, and he gets usually gets close to the first down, but I think it's going to be a little short. But it's going to bring up third and short.
He's brought down by number 60. Tigers had
Smith in on the stop as well.
DeAndre Smith. He's a senior. And
Third down.
thanks Steve Vickery for setting up this new equipment. You know, we
Exactly.
can see the field
Yep.
clear.
He's got a monitor here, so he can zoom in and we can see things that our eyes wouldn't be able to do. But it'll be third down and 2 with 5 minutes to go, third quarter. Crockett with the ball and the lead. And they're at the Tiger 32-yard line. Man in motion. And the quarterback hands it off this time. He is stuck right at the line of scrimmage, but I'm not sure if it's forward progress.
Say he's gonna look from this, it might look like he's about a foot short.
Yeah, he does look short, which will bring up fourth down. You know they'll go for it again.
Mina on the run.
Hardin County 35, Evansville
On
nothing,
the stop.
McKenzie 21, Chester County 0.
Loss of a yard. Fourth down.
Seen a Lexington score?
Haven't seen it
They're
yet.
playing Riverside tonight.
2.
Oh, well, they're losing by 3. Decatur County 10, Lexington 7.
Okay. All right, it's fourth down and 2. Of course, watch for the long snap down the hard cadence. And they just hand it off, trying to get outside. He's hitting the backfield and sacked for a loss as the Ripley Tigers will take over on downs this might be the momentum changer for the game, as the Tigers will take over on down, and they catch them. It was fourth down and 2, and they catch them about 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage. We're going to say the ball is actually going to be spotted at the 37-yard line, so it will be first down and 10 Tigers, and that first down brought to you by Discount Home Solutions, Clint Conrad.
Haywood 41, Cordova 0, Huntington 12, South Jackson Southside 7, Mumford 32, Huntington 7, South Gilton won tonight on a
4 minutes to go in 10 seconds. Ripley takes over on downs. They have the ball at the 37-yard line. Man in motion. That's Edler. And they hand the ball to Big Lake. He had a hole there, and number 20 fills that hole quickly, but Pitts actually still picks up about 2, bringing up second down and 8 for the Tigers.
We just need to bust one right here, Mike. We just need to bust it.
I agree.
Got number 29 coming in, taking over for the Tigers. 29 is Taylor Markham. He's a senior.
3:35, third quarter. Ripley trails 14-0. They have the ball, second down and 8 at their own 39-yard line. Man in motion. They hand the ball off to Pitts again. He's rambling up the middle. He's still on his feet. I don't think he got the first down, but he's going to scare it.
Across the 45
Straight here, Mike. He's about a foot short.
So it'll be third and a
Mark
short.
at the 47-yard line.
47-yard line.
Just short of the first down.
You're right, he's about a foot short. So it'll be fourth and less than a yard for the Tigers. They're really slow about moving that yard marker on the far side.
Yeah, it's actually looking like he's about 2 yards short.
Yeah, I mean, when he moves the yard marker, it's easier to tell, but it's hard. We're not looking straight across. So it's third down, I mean, according to the yard marker. Now they're going to measure, official timeout for measurement.
I still think it's going to be a little short.
Chain gang to
But
the
then again,
first
he
one
might not.
tonight.
We can hope not.
He's going to have it.
Yeah, how much slack's he got? He got it.
He got it.
If he don't have it, it's less than an inch. First down. First down, Tigers. That's a Discount Home Solutions. Clint Conrad, first down. Great job. Let's keep it. This, last game we took the ball in the third quarter and ate up about 8 or 9 minutes of the clock. We haven't done that this time, but as long as we eat up a bunch of clock and score at the end, that'd be good enough for me. Wide left, wing right. And the ball to Pitts again. He's hitting the backfield and tripped up just about the line of scrimmage.
I think from the screen, Mike, that was number 14. No, 24 for the Tigers. That's Jordan Glass. He's a junior.
Kathy.
It's a good thing I can see this thing.
Yeah,
On the side.
it is definitely an advantage.
It is.
Shout out to Vickery again, Steve.
Thank you, Vickery.
Stephen P. Vickery.
P. The P don't stand for pretty. I want the P.
Paul.
Paul.
All right, it'll be second down 9. Ripley up on the ball. Not sure what we're waiting on. They're going to wait on the defense to get set. Wing right, wide left. And this pass is headed for Edler. He catches it. He's got one man. And he gets outside. He's got the first down and steps out of bounds, but not until he's down to inside the 40 to about the 38-yard line. If he'd have had another yard outside, he would have been gone. He'd have been gone.
38-yard line.
They're doing a good job of keeping him kind of hemmed up. And he's had some nice runs tonight, but he hasn't really broken loose. If he does,
We'll have it.
they'll have to
First
wait.
down.
Again, see Kendrick Price over on the sideline for the Tigers. Bethel, they've moved him to tight end and H-back. Bethel. Wing right, wide right for the Tigers. And they hand the ball off to the Tigers. Almost lost the handle on it. And he keeps it and gets out to the 35-yard line.
Talifero.
Good job there by number 55. I don't know if you can see it downfield, but he hit number 33 on a downfield block and put him in the back.
You know about number 53 for the Tigers?
Yeah.
Second and 6 Tigers.
I ain't showing no 53 on my
Well,
page.
maybe it was 55.
That would have been Logan Simpson. He's a sophomore.
Whoever it was had a great downfield block. As an old lineman, I love to see that. Wide left, wing left. Man in motion from left to right. They hand the ball to the motion man. He turns it up inside. He's got by the face mask, and they didn't pull
Yeah,
him
they took
down.
a call there.
Yeah, they're going to say he's down at the 29, but it was a face mask.
Yeah.
If you're watching it, you can see that face mask. The
Oh, yeah,
referee
big
on this
time.
side, the side judge was looking right at it, didn't call it.
Cavaliers.
That should have been an automatic first down for the Tigers and a personal foul.
Yeah.
We'll take it the hard way. But we've always had to fight our way through everything Ripley has, so we'll just do that tonight. It'll be 3rd down 2, ball at the Crockett 31-yard line. The 14-0.
Crockett County's got a guy that's hobbling, and they number 3. They need to call timeout for that kid.
No, you can't. You don't call timeout for them. There you go, number 41, Pitts. He rambles for the first down.
No, I know that, but I'm talking about. I mean, the kid was just hopping across
Yeah, I saw
on
him.
one foot.
And so what?
Oh well.
If he don't stay on the ground,
Well, he's down now.
yeah,
No,
that's
it's
a different one.
20 for Crockett.
If he don't stay on the ground or he doesn't call timeout, then you just got to play ball. It'll be, no, they're saying it's short. It's 4th down and
Oh
a
my
foot.
goodness.
4th down and a foot. Not even a foot, really, about 6 inches. Now they're saying it's a first
Ladies and
down.
gentlemen, the change are
Okay, that is a discount home
Tigers
solution
first
to take
down.
Conrad first down. So they moved the sticks down to the 28-yard line. And it was a messed up, a good job there. The Tigers almost lost the ball. They're going to lose a couple yards, but the quarterback wanted to pitch to the left, and the running back wanted to pitch to the right, and the running back went to the left, and they had to make some adjustments. He ended up pitching it to Pitts, but it was hard for him to handle it because
Yeah, Pitts lived it
it
too.
wasn't like it was designed, and so we lose about 2 on the play. It'll bring up 2nd down and 12. Miscommunication there. I'm not sure if the running backs went the wrong way or the quarterback turned the wrong way. At any rate, 2nd down and 2, or excuse me, 2nd down and 12. Quarterback's going to hand it to the running back, going right up the middle, and he's hit hard, but not until he picks up about 4.
Markham on the counter.
And a flag comes out.
in After the
And
play.
that's going to be against Crockett, I believe. That's sportsmanlike conduct.
I hope it's against Crockett.
It is.
Well, he owes us that payback anyway.
So that should give the Tigers an automatic first down, and that's a personal foul. It'll be 15 yards from the spot, which would move the Tigers inside the 15. Unsportsmanlike conduct, Crockett County.
Unsportsmanlike conduct against the Cavaliers.
That's a 15-yarder, ain't it, Mike?
That's what it is.
You know, that's what Southside started doing toward the end of the game. Unsportsmanlike conduct.
The way you got to mark it off, and the clock is down back to 12 minutes. So I'm not sure. I don't think we ran out of time in the 3rd quarter. Maybe the clock's not just operating correctly. Nobody. Todd White is over there doing it. He's been doing it for longer than I've been alive. So I know he knows what he's doing. Now the referees are still talking about it. But it shouldn't be much to talk about according to the indication. And we're waiting for the referee to mark it off. And that'll give the Tigers first down and 10 inside around the 15-yard line. We're waiting on the referee to decide where they're going to spot the ball, so Ripley will come over and talk to their coaches while we've got a break.
Now, is this the start of the 4th quarter?
I don't know. I didn't think we were down inside a minute or anything, but like I said, the clock must be having clock issues.
Well,
And-
the county's going to their sides one day, but
And maybe that is the case. Maybe that was the last play of the 3rd quarter. We're going to hold it here for a minute just in case. But now they mark it off, and now they're going to switch into the field, it looked like.
Northport Christian 21, right and 16.
North Point got beat pretty bad last week, I think.
I think
Seems
it lost
like.
by 2, didn't
I don't know. I just remember they lost to somebody I wasn't expecting them to.
I was listening to it on the way back, and they were playing Jackson Christian, and I think Jackson Christian come back and won it.
So they marked that off and we'll
Okay,
change.
maybe that's what it was. Anyway, that must have been the last play of the third quarter. So
Ladies and gentlemen,
at the end of
that is the end
3,
of the third quarter.
it's Ripley 0, Crockett County 14. Ripley will have the ball.
Nothing for the Tigers.
Excuse me, first down and 10 at the Crockett 13-yard line when play resumes.
And 10.
We'll hold it here. Fourth quarter's where the Tigers turned it on last week, so hopefully that will be the same scenario this week.
I hope it is. I believe they can do it.
We can go ahead and punch one in here and be down by only 7,
The ball's on
13-yard line.
It's a 13.
That's why I'm going by the scoreboard. But it doesn't look like 13. It looks like more like 14, almost 15. At any rate, it's first down and 10. Ripley at around their 14, 15-yard line. Quarterback under center. Wide left, wing right. Man in motion. Quarterback takes a snap. It's a toss sweep coming this way to Edler. He's trying to get outside. Hits the corner. And
He don't score.
going all the way in for a
Touchdown.
Ripley Tiger touchdown. That's a Bank Tennessee touchdown. Bank Tennessee supports the Tigers with $25 for every touchdown that the Ripley Tigers make. So the Tigers close the gap on the first play of the fourth quarter with the score now 14-6 as Ripley gets ready for either, it looks like I'm not sure if they're going for a point after or if it was an injured player for Crockett. I'm not sure. It looks like Ripley will be going for 2. And I think he just cramped up pretty bad, looks like.
That's one that hit the track.
Number 41.
No, they don't kick the field goal line.
Yeah, they're going for extra point. Yeah, he's just locked up. He's got so many cramps he can't move. We played football before. You've been there. Well, I was somebody, we talked about that recently. I think Jeff Hill and I don't ever remember locking up during the game like that. I don't think I remember having cramps during the game. I'd have them after the game that night when I got home and got laid down in the bed, and then everything would cramp up, especially your thighs and your calves. So they'll help him off. You will see him back again. He's not injured, he's just hurting. So the Tigers line up for their extra point to try to close the gap to 14-7. First play of the fourth quarter, the Ripley Tigers get in the end zone, and I tell you, Edler did a great job because they just about had him behind the line of scrimmage, but he just got so much speed that he was able to get the edge and just take off down the sideline and wouldn't be stopped, and that was a 13-yard run.
Great run by Edler.
As we saw last week, this is.
So they'll help the Crockett County player off. Ripley gets ready for the point after. Hendricks handling the kicking duties for the Tigers.
Turn on the hold.
Is the hold.
On the kick.
The holder.
And he resumed play for the point after.
So we get a good snap here. Good snap, good hold. Oh, it's actually a fake. It's a fake, and he throws it into the end zone, and it falls incomplete. So the score still remains 14-6. It wasn't a great snap, but it was definitely a called fake PAT. He rode to the right because the holder is the quarterback. But they kind of smelled that one out, and they had really good coverage, and all he could do was throw it in the end zone. Now, it looked like he had a little room out there, but whether it was enough for him to get in, he's got a better view of that than I do, so I'm not going to question that. But the Tigers on the scoreboard now knocked that goose egg off. Score 14-6 with 5 seconds gone in the fourth quarter.
That play only took 5 seconds. Of Edler.
Which play?
When he went for
Yeah.
that. Wow.
5-second play. 11:55 to go, fourth quarter. Crockett 14, Ripley 6. Also want to give a shout out to the memory of Richard Jennings, who was a longtime Ripley High School supporter for all athletics. One of the best people you'd ever want to meet. And so sad about his passing earlier this year. But want him and his family, or at least his family, to know that we're thinking about him. Ripley will be setting up Hendricks will on the far hash mark to kick the ball off. Ripley does usually the pooch kick. So this will be a Farm Bureau kickoff.
From their own 40, the Tigers will put the ball in play. Hendricks to kick it off.
And here is the Farm Bureau kick. And it's going to go down. Oh, and it gets through the first man's hand. The second one gets it to 25, and he breaks to the middle of the field. Hit hard at about the 32 or 3.
Defense, they come up there and Crockett County got a player down. I knew he got hit hard, Mike.
Yep, for that Farm Bureau kickoff.
And number 3 again, he's been on his back or his face the whole night. Crockett County, that's Lee Anthony Cathy. He's a junior, but he's down again.
For that Farm Bureau kickoff, that was Andrew Reagan, Bernie Norman, Cynthia Gibson, Angela England, Suzanne Simpson, and Robin Grover. So go see Farm Bureau and kick off your savings with your insurance.
I didn't get to see who all hit him, but it was 2 defenders of the Tigers, and he got hit pretty hard.
He did. He's still down in the field. Looks like he's grabbing a leg. I can't tell if it's a knee or an ankle or a cramp. We'll hold it here for a minute just to see if they get him off pretty quickly or if it's going to take a little time. But this has been a pretty hard hitting game.
Yes, it has.
And it hadn't been one-sided. Both teams have done their share of hitting tonight. So the injured player was going to be helped up to his feet. Ripley Ripley coaches talk to their defense. That's number 3.
Yeah, that's number 3 for the Crockett County. That's Lee Anthony Cathy. He's a running back at DB. 5'8", 164 for Crockett. He's junior.
He's not putting any weight on his right leg, so makes me believe it's either an ankle or a knee. So Crockett will now have the ball. It'll be first down and 10 from their own 34-yard line. It's 11:46 to go in the game. Ripley trails 14-6.
And all these games like this, I mean, you want to win them, but they're tune-up games for the region.
No doubt. Next week, the Ripley Tigers will host Oliver for the first region game of the year. 2 wide left for Crockett. Pistol formation. Hand the ball to the running back going off the left side. He's wrapped up.
Oh, yeah, he didn't get maybe a yard.
If he got back to, they're going to say maybe he got a yard, a little less than a yard, but it'll be second down 9 for Crockett as the Tiger defense stiffens up, and this is the time to do it. If we can get a turnover, or if we put us in a situation now where we've got to get a 2-point conversion now if we get a touchdown.
On that carry.
But I'll just take 2 touchdowns and hold them out.
Yep.
Won't worry about extra points.
That's right.
All right, Crockett's got 3 wide to the right, 1 to the left. And they hand the ball, notice a pitch coming this way. And we take a bad angle on him, and he gets a couple of blocks and fights forward across the 40, but still short of the first down. He gets probably to the 41, which will make it about a 5-yard, 6-yard pickup. But it'll still be third down and around 3.
And that's that number 41 that had just went off, and now he's down again for the Crockett County Cavaliers.
Okay, he's back up.
He got to go out.
Now, if they don't call timeouts, you don't. Now he's back down on the ground. They'll have to call official timeout. They'll have to leave now. And he's just cramped up again, too, it looks like. I have to look at the Tiger TV screen to see if I can tell for sure what they're doing to him. The referee's standing right in the way.
Yeah, that's Peyton Curry for Crockett County. He's holding this. Looks like he's pulled a hamstring.
Well, they're rubbing his calf.
I know what cramps hurt.
Yeah, they do, and I believe that's what it is. He just cramped up. Yeah. So the trainer for Crockett County is out there, probably with their physical therapy person. And that injury timeout brought to you by Star Therapy and Christian Family Medicine. The crew at Star Physical Therapy is Chelsea Harris, Jordan Warfin, Matt, Scott, and Jessica Reeves, and their athletic trainer that helps the Ripley Tigers is Amber Montgomery. So the player's still down on the field. They looks like they're ready to help him up, get him to the sideline, put a little water in him, stretch that leg out, and he'll be back in a minute.
MSU was getting beat by Germantown 21-10 earlier.
So he's going to walk off under his own power. He'll be able to play tonight. He'll just be sore the next 2 days.
In the third quarter, Dyersburg 39, Dyer County 7.
Now, that's a surprise to me.
Because Dyer County beat Crockett County last week 33-13, I believe it was.
So Crockett trying to even up the record for this year. They start out 0-1. Ripley starts out 1-0. Ripley wants to improve to 2-0, as obviously Crockett wants to improve to 1-1.
Of course, Dyersburg and Ripley won't play until the last game of the season, so anything can happen between now and then.
No doubt. Well, it's going to be third and 4, ball at the 41-yard line of Crockett, and 10:45 to go in the ball game. Man in motion. And the ball to the fullback going off the left side, and the flag comes in on the far side, and he's still on his feet and still pushing the pile. But I don't know, but I would guess where the flag came in, it should be probably an offensive illegal procedure. But we'll see. But he didn't come down until he crossed the 50 and was at the 45, which would be way more than a first down. It would be about a 15-yard run, even though we hit him about 5 yards into the run. He definitely pushed that pile, but it is going against Crockett County. And the flag came out early. It came out before the run actually ever materialized.
Motion against the Cavaliers, that ball will come back, and a 5-yard penalty assessed.
So it must have been a procedure call. I didn't see a 5-yard penalty. That would probably be it.
Might move too early.
Third down.
So it'll be now third down and around 7 or 8. 10:27 on the clock. Ball at the 36. Third down, 8. Wides to each side. Man in motion. And it's inside Trout. He tripped up. And he fumbled. I think the ground caused the fumble. I hope Ripley got it. It looked like the ground caused the fumble. And that can't happen. So it'll be fourth down. And maybe 1 or 2.
Yeah, that's what's towards the screen, about 2.
So Crockett going for it again on fourth down, and looks like by looking across the field, it's going to be fourth down and close to 3. So Tigers need to hold here.
Watch it, quarterback.
Man in motion. And they try to pull the Tigers off. They get back. They don't get suckered into that and give them an easy first down. And there's going to be a timeout called by Crockett County. But we'll take a 30-second timeout with them and be back right after this. 9:27 to go in the ball game. Crockett has the ball. It's fourth down and 3 from their own 43-yard line. They lead 14-0. Again, 9:27 to go in the ball game. Huge fourth down here play for the Ripley High School Tigers. Defense needs to stand tall.
14-6, Cubs.
14-6. Don't. You can bend here, but don't break. Wide outs to either side. Man in motion. And the ball to the running back on right up the middle. He got the first down. He bounces up and fumbles, and the Tigers get it. So Ripley will have the ball. The running back was hit and he bounced off that first run, first tackle, and his second effort is where he fumbled. And so the Tigers will have the ball now with 9:19 to go in the ball game. First down and 10. And you got to remember, these Tigers, first of all, they're very young. The Tigers graduated 28 seniors last year. So anytime you graduate 28 seniors, you're going to have a bunch of younger underclassmen starting out. And they only get better as the season goes. So Ripley up to the line, wide to the left, wing to the right. And the ball goes to Pitts. He gets it outside. He gets past the first runner, the second one. He's into the secondary. He's going down the sideline. Going to be pushed out of bounds around the 10, maybe close to the 5.
Ain't no flag,
I don't see any.
That's about a 50-yard run.
They're going to say he's at the 5. Huge run there for the Tigers. So that is a discount home solution. Clint Conrad first down. It's first and goal to go from the 5 with 9:07 to go in the ball game. Ripley trails 14-6 as they break the huddle, come to the line. Wide left, wing right. Man in motion. Procedure penalty against Ripley, so now it's going to be first down 10. The man didn't get set, or man in motion. He didn't get set before the ball was snapped. So that'll back them up 5 yards to the 10, and still make it first and goal from the 10. We can still do it. We just made it a little harder on ourselves.
Give it to Pitts one more time.
Wide left, wing right. Hand the ball to number 24, trying to get outside, and he turns it up. He gets a pretty decent gain down, maybe close back to the 5. And we've got two
Crockett County
players slow getting up, but they do. And the ball is going to be spotted. They still got a player down.
It's second down and 7. Second and 7.
Ball's about to 7.
Okay, second and goal from the 7.
Second down goal from the 7-yard line.
8:30 to go in the ball game. Ripley trying to close that gap. Wing left, wide right. And the ball to the big running back as he's hit immediately, but he's still pushing that pile forward. They finally push him out of bounds inside the 5, it looks like.
It looks like he's going to be out about the 3.
And man, he had those big legs churning.
He sure did.
In the scrub, he picks up 3 yards.
So it looks like, according to the spot, it's going to be, what is that, about 4?
Third down 4. Third down 4.
So third and goal from the 4.
For the score.
And I want to give a shout out to Heather Daniels. She is here watching the game tonight, and we are so proud for you, Heather. Everybody loves you so much, and everybody's praying for you. I see your van up there now. Ripley to the line. Third and 4. Third and goal from the 4. Ripley's going to take a timeout.
Timeout.
But those of you who've been following Heather's journey, Heather and Kevin, you know what a trooper they are, and 2 of the best people you'd ever want to meet. So I'm so glad to see that she feels like getting up and getting out, and glad to see her here at the game. There is a timeout on the field. We'll just hold it right here. $7:24 to go in the ball game. So both teams get ready to come back onto the field. 7:24 to go in the game. Ripley trails 14-6, but they have the ball on the Crockett 4-yard line. It's third down and goal to go. The Tigers need to punch it in right here. Don't stress the old folks out by making it go down to 4th.
I saw a while ago too that,
Quarterback under center, they hand the ball off to Pitts going off the left side. He hits and gets into the end zone, I think.
touchdown.
Yes. So that is a back Tennessee Tiger touchdown. That makes the score now 12-14. Crockett's favor with 7:18 to go. The Tigers obviously in a 2-point conversion situation.
We're gonna go for it.
They don't have a choice now. Because if you don't make it, you're still only down by 2. A field goal would still win it for you. But you'd like to tie it up so that if you don't score, at least it goes into overtime.
Yeah.
7:18 to go. Ripley lines up for 2. They switch, put 2 men in motion. Quarterback under center. They're going to hand it to Edler, trying to get outside. He's going to be hit behind the line of scrimmage and brought down. So the 2-point conversion is no good. The score remains Crockett 14, Ripley 12. But we'll take a 30-second timeout and be back with the kickoff right after this. And it must have been after the play. Let's see what the call is. You said you thought it was a face mask on Crockett against Edler. And if it was after the play, then they will mark it off on the kickoff.
Yeah. Well, I seen Edler doing this like that to the referee.
Evidently he thought so.
But it might not have.
So
Yeah, I guess they must have.
I don't know what happened.
I don't know.
Okay, now they set it down. Now they should be marking it off. Here we go. So Ripley will be kicking off. Should be kicking off from around the, well, let's say I would have thought around the 45-yard line. No, now they're saying it's against. Okay, it was offsetting penalties. No, now they're saying it's just Ripley. So I don't understand that.
I don't either.
I mean, I didn't see the penalty to start with, but
Wow, they're gonna work it all the way back to the 25.
yeah, 15-yard penalty. So Crockett should get the ball in decent field position, but we've just got to do an extra good job of coverage here and not let anybody get loose and then play defense.
He needs to kick the ball as far as he can kick it.
Ball is set at the 25-yard
He will be kicking from the far hash mark. Again, 7:18 to go in the game. Ripley trails 14-12 after a back Tennessee touchdown. 2-point conversion was no good. Crockett set up for an onside kick, and it's a good squib kick as it goes back and taken at the 38. And he is brought down hard as he crosses the 50 by number 17 for the Tigers.
That is Octavian Thomas, he's a junior.
So Crockett will have a relatively short field to work with, as they'll have the ball at the 47-yard line of the Tigers. So it'll be first down and 10 Crockett. The Tigers just need to play defense or get another turnover. 7:12 to go. Ball will be on the 47. First down and 10 Crockett at the Tiger 47. Wide left. Pistol formation. Man in motion. Hand the ball to the man in motion. Stringing it out, and he turns it up. He fights forward and keeps fighting. He gets across the 45 down to around the 43-yard line. So a pickup of about 4.
Curry on the sweep left.
He ran 24 yards, get 4 yards.
4 yards.
So it'll be second down and 6 for the Cavaliers as they're already back up on the line. They look to the sideline to get the call. Two wide right, one to the left. Pistol formation. Man in motion. And the ball to the running back up the middle. They're actually going to fumble. And Ripley picks it up. And the fastest man on the team has got the ball. And the Tigers will score. And just like that, the Ripley Tigers are on top 20-12. 20-12, the Tigers on top. Just so happened that the fastest man on the field
Got the ball.
picks the ball up, and when he gets it in the open like that, You got to chase him or the coach will get on to you, but there wasn't any catching him.
I'm gonna say we're gonna go for 2 again, Mike.
6:09 to go in the game. Ripley on top, 18-14. So the Tigers going to go for it. 2-point conversion.
Gotta put them up. 20.
Be 20-14. And one of the Tigers run on late. Wing left, wide right. Or wide left, wing right. And the Tigers want to talk about this, so they'll take a timeout, and we'll take a 30-second timeout with them and be back right after this. Tigers lined up for their 2-point conversion. I want to give a shout out to Randy back at the studio, running the production board. Can always count on him. He does a great job. Tigers lead by 4 as they prepare to go for 2. Here's the snap, and they hand the ball to Pitts, and he goes off the left side, and he is brought down just shy, it looks like. Or was it good?
I guess he got it.
I haven't seen an indication. And the scoreboard does change. But they only gave us 1 point for it so far on the scoreboard.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're 6 minutes and 9, excuse me, it's 20-14.
So it is 20-14. The Ripley Tigers get it and take the lead by 6. With 6:09 to go in the game, the Ripley Tigers claw and fight their way back into this game and now take the lead 20-14 with 6:09 to go.
You know, I said this last week. When the Tigers were down, they didn't give up. They just kept going. And when they get the ball back and score again.
Just keep them from scoring, I'll be happy. I'll even give them a field goal.
From the 40, the kickoff will.
So there's Tigers getting ready for a kick. To kick off again. This is a Farm Bureau kickoff.
Remember, folks, any penalties that the Tigers get, that's on the Ripley Church guys and Hudson Chapel Church guys.
So it'll be spotted up on the far hash mark. And here we go by Hendrick's kick. And it's a squibbler. And it's taken at about the 33 and wrapped up by there immediately by number 14 for the Tigers. It's going to be Talifero. Looks like the Cavaliers will have the ball right around the 40-yard line. They'll have 6 minutes and 3 seconds to work.
Need another fumble.
Need a fumble or just a 3 and out. Or as long as we keep them off the scoreboard, like I said, I'll even give them 3.
From their own 40
You won't give them nothing.
Well, I don't give them anything, but I'll let them have 3 because we'd still win 20-17. So 1st down and 10 for the Cavaliers. Wide out to either side. Pistol formation for Crockett.
Oh, they ain't gonna go.
Man in motion. And it's an inside trap again and hit immediately, but pushes his way forward for maybe a yard or 2. We'll call it 2 yards. Looks like they may spot it out to the 45. If they do, it'll be a 4-yard pickup, and that would make it 2nd down 6.
Now, that's number 41. That's the 3rd time that he's been down, and I think he's just stalling for time, what I think. Because,
There's no reason.
well, one of the plays they did, he had went out and come back in, he was jumping and moving all over the field.
Yeah, I mean, if you've got a cramp, in 1 minute you're down, you're in so much pain you can't stand it, and then, you know, I mean, you have to fight through the pain, but you can get back and do what you have to do. At least that's what the coaches expect you to do, and anyway.
I heard somebody tell me one time, it's been a year ago, she said it's different than being injured and being hurt.
Yeah, I always had coaches tell us that all the time. So you never want to injure anybody, but you want to hurt everybody. That make them fear you.
You know, that's what Jerry Lawler used to say.
He was right. He must have played football.
Well, he did one time, got his leg broke by Jerry Calhoun,
first regional game
So
of the
next
season.
week, the Ripley Tigers will host
Right here, 7
Oliver
p.m.
as they come to
next
town,
Friday night.
and they'll be calling on the Tigers in the first
Oliver Central
district
versus
game,
York.
region game for the Tigers.
Ripley Tigers.
But we got to get through this one first.
Yeah.
We're like 5 minutes and 37 seconds. Crockett to the line. Second down 6. Ball at the 45-yard line. Man in motion. And they hand it to the fullback. He goes off the left side, and he's got the first down or right at the mark. And he crosses the 50 out to around the 49 or 48-yard line, and they do move the sticks. So it'll be a first down for Crockett County at the 48-yard line of the Tigers.
B.J. Phillips, he's a
Tiger territory.
senior
And
for
Cavalier.
33.
First down.
Wide outs to either side. Double wing. Man in motion. Quarterback reads it and hands it off to the fullback going up the middle for about a 5-yard gain, maybe 6. We got to tighten up on the middle of that defensive line.
Game on the play.
Now under 5 minutes to go. Second down 5.
Second and
Crockett to the
5.
line, wide outs to either side. Same pistol formation, man in motion. And they hand it off to the fullback. Again, hit hard this time, right in the middle of the line by a host of Tigers. Number 92, Lattimore, made the first lick after a short gain of, we'll call it 1, and make it third down 4.
Curry as well on that stop.
Well, you know, if they get down in the fourth down, you know Crockett's gonna go for it. They'll have to go for it.
4:20 to go in the ball game. Ripley leads by 6. And the quarterback reads it and hands it off, and he pushes his way forward. He's going to be close to the first down, but I think he's going to be about a yard short. And so that should make it fourth down or less than a yard, depending on the spot.
And York on the play
And
as
so he is
well.
going to be stopped. York in on the tackle. It'll be fourth down 1. So
Ladies and gentlemen, it's
we've had some big fourth down plays, and this is the biggest one so far.
Yeah.
Tigers need to stop them here. Man in motion. And the quarterback's going to keep it himself.
He did.
Yeah, he squirts through and runs down to the 25-yard line before he stopped. He was hit immediately, and the pile just kind of stopped, and he squirted out of it for about another 10 yards. So we go down to 3 minutes and 33 seconds to go in the ball game. Ripley up 20-14. Crockett has the ball first down and 10 at the Tiger 25.
Good call play by Kevin Wood on that play. Crockett County.
2 wide left, 1 to the right, and a bad snap. And a flag comes in. I think there's going to be a procedure call against Crockett.
Flag stops play.
It looks like number 20 for Crockett County moved too quick. That is Riley Holton. It's a junior.
So that'll back them up 5 yards and make it first and 15 from the 30.
Still able to procedure against the Cavaliers and moves the ball back
Nice break
5
for the
yards.
Tigers. We'll take all the breaks we can get.
15.
Man in motion. Quarterback reads it. He's a pitching man, and it was a cross to the back, and we get him in the backfield anyway.
He didn't gain nothing. Matter of fact, he lost it.
But there was also a block in the back on the running back for Crockett County, blocking our guy in the back that was trying to cover the pitch man. But no flag. 2 minutes and 50 seconds. It's second down 16. He loses a yard. Ball at the 31.
Second down, 16.
I don't think Crockett County has maybe one timeout left if they got that one.
Wide outs to both sides. Man in motion. Quarterback's going to throw this time. He's got a man over the middle, and he was overthrown, and the ball falls incomplete as he was double covered. Now, they did have another man running downfield that was under single coverage, but he didn't hit him. He went for number 41. It falls short, so now it's third down and 16 at the 31-yard line for Crockett County.
You know,
And again, Crockett County, a 4A school, Ripley 3A.
and does this remind you of anything?
Completion. The down goes to
Good football game.
Well, no, same thing, almost the same scenario as it was last Friday night.
Very similar. Very similar. We've got to stop them here. Got 2 more plays to stop them. We can give up 15 yards in 2 plays. And that'll make it that we'll get the ball over on downs. Because it's 3rd down 16.
Watch the runner.
3 wide to the left, 1 to the right. Pistol formation. Quarterback wants to throw. He rolls to his left. Rolls to his left. He's rolling. He's throwing in the flat. Incomplete. He underthrows him. So now it will be 4th down and 16. Good job by the Tigers of forcing him. They didn't really force him out of the pocket. It was a designed rollout, but pretty good coverage downfield. But they did give enough chase to him that he didn't get to stop and set up. It looks like it's a flag on the play. Or is it? No, it's not. So 4th down, if the Tigers can hold them to less than 15 yards on this play, the Tigers will take over on downs and hopefully can run the clock out. Maybe we may have to get 1 first down. Huge play here for the Tigers. 4th down, 16. Here's your ball game, folks. 2:21 to go. And the quarterback rolls to his right. He's wanting to throw. He's looking downfield, looking, not going to have anybody. And hit. And brought down short of the first down. So the Tigers take over on downs as the Tigers did a fantastic job of covering downfield. The quarterback had nowhere to go with the ball, had to put his head down and run it, and picked up 3 or 4 yards out of the 16 that he lacked. So the Ripley Tigers take over on downs and lead 20-14 with 2:09 to go. They'll have the ball 1st down and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Well, we definitely need to get at least 1 first down on this, Mike.
Now we can run up, if we run out 40 seconds on 3 plays, then you're right. We would definitely need 1 first down. And the Tigers line up with wide to the left, wing to the right. They hand the ball to Pitts as he rambles off the right side. Stays in bounds as he crosses the 30, so he'll pick up the 3 as we go under the 2-minute mark.
30-yard line, 2nd down, and
So it just goes to show that either way this game turns out, the Tigers do not quit.
They do not.
They had to come from behind last week to win, and they came from behind to take the lead this week.
Against 2 4A schools, which
Exactly.
are bigger schools.
No doubt. So we're down to 1 minute and 35 seconds. No rush getting the snap off. And they hand the ball to Pitts going off the right side. He breaks into the secondary level, and he stayed on his feet and picks up the 1st down. So that should be your ball game. I don't see a flag on the play. And depending on the spot, they may say he's a half-yard short, but I think he got it. Okay, so they move the sticks. 1:15 to go in the ball game. Ripley with a 20-14 lead, and I think Crockett takes their that's the official timeout as Pitts is down after that long run. He's grabbing his left shin, kind of on the outside. It could be his knee. Not sure, and we definitely don't want to lose him or anybody else because he's sure been a big part of these first 2 games. And he's going to limp off. Now he's going to kind of halfway jog off.
Oh, he's all right.
He did that last week, and he came back within a play or 2. Hopefully he's just got a cramp. At any rate, it's 1:15 to go on the game clock. Ripley leads 20-14. They have the ball 1st down and 10 at the at the Ripley 39-yard line.
And Crockett County is no slouch team
Oh,
at
no.
all.
I mean, they never are. They're always very well coached. I know Coach Cruz thinks that Coach Ward, he calls him the dean of football in West Tennessee. He's been doing it a long time. He's been successful everywhere he's been. And I think it's rightly deserved. But I tell you what, I think Coach Justin Cruz is just a young man following in the same footsteps that he's going to be just as good. And we need to do everything we can to hold on to him and his staff here in Ripley.
You know, we come out down again 14-0 in the 2nd half. You come back and just
Yeah, we didn't allow them a point in the 2nd half, and we've scored 20 in the 2nd half.
waving at the clock.
Yeah, the clock should be running. Well, no, I'll take it back. Not at this point. They've got 1 timeout left, is what I heard that Crockett has.
They should take a lot of timeouts.
Well, those injury timeouts don't count.
Yeah.
So Ripley's going to be in the victory formation. And and they'll take the ball and kneel down on it as we go down to 1:10. So we should be able to kneel one more time. Now Crockett has another timeout. They're going to use it right here. But if things stay the way they are at this point, Ripley will start out 2-0, and for the first time in I don't know how many years, Crockett will start out 0-2.
Yeah. But you know, Crockett County's had some successful years over the years. Now it's time for Ripley to have some successful years.
No doubt.
And I think the next 2 or 3 years is going to be some tough teams here at Ripley.
Coach Cruz said, you know, we're young this year. He said if we can have some success this year, he said we're going to be hard to stop the next couple of years. We've got a great freshman group coming up, or that's here, and then we've got another big group, I think, as 8th graders that'll be coming up.
Matter of fact, he's playing some freshmen.
Oh
now.
yeah, I think he's starting 3 freshmen tonight.
And you know, I mentioned Aiden Dial earlier. He plays for the middle school team, and he's a good-sized kid. And Coach Cruz already talked to him, told him he's going to be.
Okay, we're ready for the victory formation snap again, and there it is with 1:12. The clock hadn't started yet, but time is counting. Now we're down to 1:06, so the Tigers should have to down the ball one more time because Crockett has no timeouts left. Remember, next Friday night, the Ripley Tigers will be hosting their first district or regional game against Bolivar as they come calling. And I'm not sure what they've done tonight. I believe they got beat last week. Now they're adding time on the clock. I'm not sure what's going on. It went all the way back to 1 minute and 12 seconds. It's 3rd down, 13.
The play started at 109.
Well, you can tell that there's people in the press box are not real happy with the time that was put back on the clock. But anyway, we still down it twice.
Yeah, but they're going to kick it off to.
No, we just down it twice. They can't stop the clock again. And so the victory formation again. And they down it. And the clock's still not running. Now it gets down to 1:07.
So it goes down 40 seconds, right?
You can take it down 40 seconds. Now Ripley has an injured player. He needs to get up because we don't need a stoppage of the clock. So as long as we snap this ball with under 40 seconds left on the clock, then we don't have to snap it again. And it's 3rd down and about 18, no, about 15 for the Tigers, which is no consequences. We're down. This is the last play of the game. We've got 30 seconds on the clock. Ripley in victory formation, and they fumbled the ball, but luckily the quarterback gets back on it. And so 20 seconds in the game, that should be it. And if I see a flag that comes out, an illegal procedure against Ripley. So we're down to 14 seconds, and now the clock is still running. Now they wave it off, it looks like. So we're down to 5. Now it's a procedure against Ripley, but the clock is still running, but they'll put some time back on it. It goes down to 4.
So do we have to kick the clock?
No, we've still got another. We can play that down again.
Oh.
So the clock shows 4 seconds, but it'll probably go back to somewhere 25, or like I said, as long as it's less than 40, we're good.
Marking off its 3rd name. How far are you going? Then you're going to have to bump the clock back up.
So Hearn checks back in.
That's 4 seconds on the clock.
Either way, once we down the ball here, Crockett can't stop it. So that's going to be the last play of the ball game. Now we're back to 25 seconds on the clock. Now it's up to 36, 7, 8, 38. As long as we're less than 40, we're okay. All we got to do is snap the ball, not fumble it, and the game is over. Well, you called it earlier. These are the cardiac kids here.
Yeah.
They give an old man like me a heart attack.
Oh, me too.
As long as I'm happy at the end, that's all right. Ripley's letting the clock wind down. They could actually even take a penalty and take a delay of game if they had to, but they shouldn't have to.
they can't get it set by 25.
The clock is stopped at 30 seconds. Ripley downs the ball, and now we've got 26 and counting. So that's going to be the ball game here from Ripley, Tennessee, at Tiny Knee Stadium, Jim Fitzhugh Field, Don Paris Memorial Press Box. Your Ripley Tigers start off the season with a 2-0 record and push Crockett to 0-2 for the first time in maybe decades. I don't know.
It's been a while.
But a good hard-fought game by both teams, and congratulations to the Ripley Tigers for being 2-0 and starting the season off in style. Again, next Friday night, here, same time, same place, the Ripley High School Tigers will take on Bolivar in a district game. So we're going to let it go from here. We'll see you next week for Tracy Crazy Horse Henson and Steve P. Vickery. This is Mike White signing off here from Tiny Knee Stadium.